Hello and welcome to Focal Library Presents The Library Access. I'm your host, Rachel Sanders. For the month of March, Fulton County Library System provided many educational programs and resources geared towards the celebration of women during Women's History Month. One of which was a photography exhibition held at the Auburn Avenue Research Library called The Silver Living Legends Extraordinaire, Women of Distinction. We got a chance to meet up with the photographer and living legend herself to learn more about her inspiration behind this exhibition.
Hi, my name is Nafisa Balita Sharif. I am a photographic artist and I am the curator and photographer of this Phase 1, 2, and Phase 3 exhibition. I am the mother of 3 daughters, 5 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. But I am an engineer, retired, entrepreneur. I came up with the idea of celebrating and saluting our elders. I felt that my mother has passed and no one knew her but my family, so I wanted to create a legacy of not just my mother, but all the women that have passed through my life from different medias that I have been through in the city of Atlanta. And this is our legacy. And I say our, meaning my mother, myself, our family, and the family of all these women that have touched my life, because in many ways, they have no idea the significance that they played in my life, and knowing that they're representing all the women in our culture, because many of them were the first in their endeavors, and they also excelled beyond excellence. And I wanted to celebrate these sheroes. I call them Queen Sheroes and Queen Mothers. And this is the result in this gallery. I've been shooting, meaning a photographer, for many years. I started out before I came to Atlanta 30-something years ago, just as a hobby. Now, this exhibition has been held here for close to 5 years, going on 5 years. And it's just amazing when I look back now, and I'm trying to figure out how did I think of this, because it happened so quickly. These women is Atlanta's history, and they have opened the doors for many of the young people that are coming now. They have no knowledge of who some of these women are because most of them weren't born, and many transits that have come from other cities may not know, but this exhibition will give them much knowledge. In the large gallery, there's 60 pieces of my work here, of which I curated the work in the Phase 2. Now, the work was curated by Arnika Dawkins upstairs in a small gallery, who I'm very proud of, and she did an excellent job. And now the work has been brought down here. So all the work in the large gallery, so all the work in the large gallery down here, Phase 2, I curated, and it's all colored. So we have a combination of silver gelatin and colored pigmentations. And Phase 3 is a book. The book is called Silver Living Legacies Extraordinaire Photographic Journal. So it's not necessarily about the women as much as it is about my artwork. And I too am a part of this exhibition as one of the Silver Living Legacies Extraordinaire Women of Distinction. I'm over 60, and that was one of the criteria, but you had to be over 60, and you had to be someone that I personally knew. And that was a criteria for the exhibition. I want to encourage the youth, the young sisters coming up. You may have had some bad times, so you may anticipate some bad times and think you can't make it, but you can. I would also like for each of you to come and see the exhibition. It'll be up the entire month. Come and see it. And it's open to all of Atlanta and beyond Atlanta. It's not just for women of color or African Americans. It's an exhibition that needs to be seen by everyone.
Welcome back to Focal Library Presents the Library Access. Like many parents, we're always looking for something for our children to get into during the weekend. So my family and I spent our Saturday morning visiting Miss Hines at the Dogwood Library for a super fun St. Patrick's Day story time and craft.
Welcome to Dogwood Branch. My name is Nikita Hines, and I'm the Youth Services Librarian. The program that you're watching today is our St. Patrick's Holiday Celebration. We're having a story time, and there are coloring sheets and crafts, singing, and fun. The books that I chose for this group are appropriate for their age, and we have books that are talking about planting potatoes and also about being a couch potato and getting out there and seeing the world. So please come back, and hopefully you'll go ahead and see the Storytime program and know that your kids can have fun. All our programming is free, and the programs are there to go ahead and enrich your child. For instance, with this program, it goes ahead and helps your child with concentration. It also helps your child to use their imagination. And it will also go ahead and allow your child to get used to sequence, which includes a beginning, a middle, and an end. And this is important for them to get before they go to class, if at all possible, before they go to elementary school. So please come back to the library. We're offering, as usual, the best that we have. Hope to see you there soon. Bye-bye.
Here at Focal Library, we love and appreciate our volunteers for their hard work and creativity. So did you know that at selected branches, your children have the opportunity to read to dogs? That's right. We have a program called Reading Paws. Let's meet our volunteer Dave and his dog Fergus to learn more.
So my name is Dave Hobie. We're at the library, the Sandy Springs Library today. This is Fergus. He's my therapy dog. And we're participating in a program called Reading Paws, where Fergus and I visit libraries and schools. And when little kids are having some challenges reading, they're embarrassed to read out loud, they don't want to make mistakes, they can read to Fergus, and he's non-judgmental. So they don't get embarrassed by any mistakes they might make. And over the process, you can really see the reading skills of children improve from month to month. I've been doing this for about 4 years. I used to do it at another library, and then also last year, or 2 years ago, before COVID, we were doing it at a local elementary school with kids who had English as a second language, and so they would spend about 10 to 15 minutes once a week reading to Fergus and improving their reading skills.
So how do you know that Fergus is not judgmental?
He never complains, so I think, it's just my theory, he's non-judgmental. So oftentimes the parents will sit and observe. Sometimes they don't, because they make their children nervous sometimes. So the whole purpose of this is to encourage kids to read and be comfortable reading, and they will improve their reading skills. So parents are usually generally enthusiastic. They're the ones who sign their kids up. We do this every week, every Monday at Sandy Springs. Other libraries also do it on a weekly basis. And it's been a very popular program. We love doing this. The dogs love it. These are all therapy dogs. They're trained, and the children love it, and I'm hoping that more people participate because it's one of the greatest programs, and it's the most a great purpose for me to be able to help kids read. I'm a big believer in libraries and reading, and so this is right up my alley.
When you're too shy to ask questions. When you have a question past your teacher's bedtime. When they haven't used the quadratic formula in decades. When proofreading isn't their thing. When you're stressed and nothing makes sense. When you have a lot on your plate and could use a bit of help staying on track. There's Paper. Paper provides students with unlimited 24/7 academic support. Our friendly tutors can help with anything that might be giving you trouble. Just say hello, let them know what you're working on, and one of our experts will help you out in real time. If you just need some feedback on your essay, Paper can help with that too. You can submit any written work to Essay Review. Just tell us what the assignment's about, and you'll get feedback within 24 hours. Compatible on all devices, Paper can help you no matter where you are. With unlimited, round-the-clock academic support, using Paper means making sense of school just got easier.
Paper.co is one of our many free digital resources available to you with your library card. You can check out Paper.co and more resources by visiting us at fulcalibrary.org, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back to Fulco Library Presents the Library Access. The month of April brings so much. There's springtime, Easter, spring break, National Poetry Month, taxes, and of course, Financial Literacy Month. I had a chance to interview Debbie Dorman, who has facilitated many financially focused programs at our libraries, such as Boot Camp for Divorcing Women, and got her tips on her best financial practices. Here's that interview in part. All right, so welcome everybody to the Library's Access. I'm super excited about today's guest, Miss Debbie Dorman. She's a financial advisor who's facilitated many great programs here at the library system. Hi, Debbie, and welcome to the show.
Rachel, delighted to be here. I am a registered representative, an investment advisor representative, and I offer securities and investment advisory services through Equity Services, Inc.
Whew, that's a mouthful. Yes. Well, you know, one of the ways we know each other is that you have been doing Boot Camp for Divorcing Women, a program at our library system for years. Can you tell us more about that?
I started Boot Camp for Divorcing Women 7 years ago for women who are considering or perhaps even in the process of divorce. Women think very differently than men when they're going through this, and they make very similar mistakes. A woman's biggest fears are generally their children and will they survive financially. Boot camp panelists include a family law attorney, a private detective who's chairman on the state board. I'm the financial advisor, and we have different therapists that join us, and we're very proud of the fact that we have therapists, multicultural and ethnic backgrounds, because there are many layers to divorce that can also impact you differently depending upon the community you're from. We provide do's and don'ts when navigating this process, and that would be from a legal, financial, and support standpoint. And additionally, we teach women how to utilize different professionals on a team so that they can get through the process more efficiently and not waste their money.
Tell us about how you got into creating this program.
The reasons I created Boot Camp started about 22 years ago. It involved a woman who was raised in Westport, Connecticut, had a New York education, and eventually moved to Florida, where she met and married the love of her life on a blind date. When she left corporate America to start an equestrian facility, little did she know that her husband was cleaning out funds from their accounts and investments and had another woman. He came to her asking for a divorce, and she was stunned because she loved him and realized she was working a lot, but thought everything was okay. And she begged him to work on the relationship. And he said, "We're divorcing. You'll do it my way, or you will lose the horses." And so she folded. Because he came from a very powerful family, she could not get legal representation. At their engagement party were people like the Likes, the Eckerts, the DuPonts, and everything closed. So she folded. She moved 6 times in 18 months. One of her homes was illegally in a warehouse across from the Clearwater County Jail, where she contracted pleurisy. She eventually moved to Georgia in 2001, where she restarted her life. And she kept her damn horses, and that girl was me.
Oh, wow. Why is it so important that women handle our finances?
It's critically important. I've been in this field many years, and currently I would tell you about 90% of my clients are women who've gone through big life transitions, whether it's death of a spouse, divorce, or starting a business, etc. But it's really interesting because very bright women have not only delegated financial and investment decision making to a spouse, they have abdicated. So when they come up with these big life transitions like divorce, not only do they not know the answers, they don't even know the questions. There's some traditional gender stereotypes. It's like the man will take care of the car and the woman's going to cook. I have found that if a woman feels safe and can talk to you and not feel judged, she will do a better job managing her money.
So we're wrapping up the month of March, but in April, it's a really big month because it is Financial Literacy Month. So this is perfect. I feel like over the past couple of years with the pandemic, if it has not kind of centered your focus a little bit, I feel like you missed the mark. So for going into Financial Literacy Month, let's talk a little bit about taxes, saving money, and some of the biggest money mistakes.
It is critical that women talk to men about money before they ever marry and talk in detail, because I don't have to tell you that many women and men fight about money. It's one of the biggest stressors and causes of divorce. Never hang up a toothbrush next to someone again until you've had a discussion about money. Even if you are not well off, you should have a prenuptial agreement no matter what assets you've acquired. And there are different ways to have that structured. And I'm astounded that women will be intimate with a man, but they are afraid to discuss money. So I would sit down at the kitchen table once a month and talk about things and work as a team. The other thing I see people make mistakes is, again, I go back to housing. They find out what they qualify for a mortgage and they go right to that amount. Live under your means. It's a lot less stressful. But it's really starting and developing a behavior. And even if you can only put X dollars away a week or a month, you start. And when you see the fruits of your labor from that, you can become a lot more disciplined as you grow in your career. And as far as taxes, which you brought up, that's one of my specialty areas. I am not a CPA, nor do I play one on TV. Oftentimes, even good savers are putting their money in the wrong buckets so that they wind up in a situation where when they take the money out, they're paying tax on tax. So not only is it important to have diversified investments, but it's important to diversify your tax buckets.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak to us. And for those who have more questions and who want to reach out to you personally, where can they find you?
I'm Debbie Dorman. I work at Apogee Financial Partners. My office is in Crown Point, but I work around the metro area. People can reach out to me by calling, not texting, they have to call 770-377-4941. Again, that's 770-377-4941. And thanks again for letting me share information during Financial Literacy Month.
To listen to my full interview with Debbie Dorman and to learn more about financial literacy, make sure to download Focal Library's podcast, Checking Out Focal Library, available everywhere podcasts are downloaded. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Library Access. As we wrap up today's program, it's important that we touch on one of the most important subjects for the month of April. And the subject is financial literacy. Here are a few book recommendations for children and adults.
Hello, my name is Miss Griffin, and I work at the East Roswell branch, a part of Fulton County Library System. April is Financial Literacy Month, and we have many books, audiobooks, and videos in our collection on this subject. Today I will share with you a book written by David Bach, who has written 9 consecutive New York Times bestsellers, including The Automatic Millionaire and Start Late, Finish Rich. The Latte Factor, Why You Don't Have to Be Rich to Live Rich, written by David Bach and John David Mann. The Latte Factor tells the short fictional story of Zoe Daniels, a 27-year-old editor at a world-famous travel magazine working in New York City. Zoe likes her job, and she's good at it, but no matter how hard she works, she still struggles to make ends meet under a growing burden of student loans and credit card debt. Zoe cannot see any way out of this endless cycle. She asks herself, what am I doing with my life? One day, her boss suggests that she talk to Henry, the barista at her favorite coffee shop. Although reluctant at first, Zoe knows she can't keep living paycheck to paycheck. Over the next few days, Henry shares his 3 secrets to financial freedom. Zoe has her doubts because the secrets seem simple in statement, but hard in execution. By the end of the book, Zoe has gone from just wanting to pay her bills to creating a richer life for herself. By putting financial concepts in story form, the authors have created a book for those who think they are no good at money or reluctant to tackle a boring financial guide. The Latte Factor is available in print and ebook format at the Fulton County Library System. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Miss Marshall and I'm a librarian with the Fulton County Library System. And today for Financial Literacy Month, we're going to talk about saving money. And I have my piggy bank right here because when you think about money, you think about spending and saving. So Mr. Piggy is going to help us learn how to save money. I'm going to feature a few books. The first one is Bray Makes Money by Ken Montre and Braylon Montre. And in this book, Bray, he wants to buy a new toy, but he doesn't have enough money to buy it. So his dad said, well, why don't you start a business to raise money to get money for your toy? So what he does is he starts selling his old toys to make money for the new toy. So he raised enough money and he was able to buy his new toy. In another book, Saving Money. I was saying we're going to save money. So this money is by Mary Rainan. And this little girl, she learns how to save money in different ways. She saves it in a jar. She learned how to save it at the bank. You can save it, put money away, hide it under your mattress. Or you can ask mommy or daddy to help you save money. But it talks about different ways of saving money. So this is another book to teach you how to save money. And then our last book is by Nancy Carlson, Start Saving Henry. This is my favorite because Henry actually learned how to save money by doing things in the house, like one of his chores. He got money for washing the dishes. He got money for straightening up his bed. He got money for cleaning up in the yard. And he all wanted to save money because he wanted to buy a new toy too. So Henry wanted a robot. So because he didn't have enough money, he had to raise money for it. So every time he got allowance, he might have spent a little bit, then he took a little bit back. But through it all, he was able to get the robot in the end because his grandma bought him the robot. So hope you enjoyed our featured books today for Fulton County Financial Literacy Week. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me at Focal Library Presents the Library Access. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at Focal Library, and visit us at focallibrary.org. I'm your host, Rachel Sanders, and I'll see you next time.